welcome to the new session. So today's session is all about modals, right? Modals, I'm sure you must have heard it, and you must be using it several times while in your spoken English, or maybe while writing. You must be using it. So what are modals? Modals are nothing but to talk about the mood of the sentence. It talks about what is the mood of that particular sentence. For that we need to understand modals, right? So it helps us in the advanced English also, not only in spoken but also in verbal ability. So you can get the questions from maybe from the sentence correction to sentence improvement, or maybe in the form of FIB. So you can get one question from modals. So what happens is that many times what happens that when you are appearing for any exam, or maybe any paper for that matter, initially you will understand that the modals are very easy to understand. You know the concept of can, could, may, might. But when you actually use them and when you actually look at the sentence, you might get disturbed which modal to be used when. So at that particular time, you need to understand that what is the mood of that particular sentence. Is it in the requesting form, or it is giving any suggestion, or it is a polite advice, or it is an obligatory sentence. So what it is exactly talking, this is something we need to understand, and accordingly what we'll do is we'll choose the right modal and we'll fill it accordingly. Right? So when do you understand that which modal verb would be used where? This is what we will be learning today, so that you understand that where you can adjust it properly. Correct? So now let's see the slides here. So first use here is can. I'm sure you must be using can many a times. So what are the uses of can? So first let's see the ability. So ability means when you talk about that somebody is able to do something. So that is what? Ability. So here you can see the sentence. It says I can swim. So this particular sentence says I can swim. That means it is my ability to swim. I can do this work better than you. That means it is my ability that I can work better than you. Right? So that is the one of the examples of using can. Now let's see second. Tom can write poetry very well. That means that is the ability of the Tom. It is the ability of the Tom that he can do what? He can write poetry really well. So this is again the ability of the Tom here. Correct? Now let's see the second one. Second usage of can is permission. Asking permission, right? So at that particular time also you can use your can. So it is multiple, there are like multiple use of can. But again I say you have to understand what is used when. That only you will understand when you exactly know the mood of the particular sentence. Now let's see here. Can I use your phone please? Can I use your phone please? So what I am using here, can is used for taking or asking the permission, that can I use your phone please, or can I have your attention please, can I sit here please. So this is what? This is a kind of taking or asking for any permission. Now next sentence says, can you lend me $10? Right? So $10, if I want to ask somebody, can I lend you like $10? So this is what? Again taking the or asking for permission. Correct? Now next is again permission, but that is in the giving side. Here what we were doing is we were asking the permission. Here what we are doing, we are giving the permission. For example, you can borrow my car. I am giving this permission that you can borrow my car. You can take this from me. This is what? I am giving you this permission. I am giving you this authority that you can borrow this car from me. Right? It is very important to understand that what is the asking of the permission, what is the giving the permission. Right? Now next is you can sit on the next seat. So what I am doing is I am giving this permission that you can sit on the next seat. Right? So this is what? This is one of the other examples of giving the permission using can. Can, which is again is what? Nothing but my modal verb. Correct? Now next slide, let's see what it is. So our next slide is of possibility. So now we have seen in the earlier PPT that we were using can for possibility, for giving permission, for asking permission, right? So the third usage of can is possibility, to talk about the possibilities, right? It could happen, it can happen, it could not happen, right? So the possible conditions. Smoking can cause cancer. So this is a possibility that if you smoke, right? So the possibility says if you smoke, or maybe smoking can cause cancer. This is not 100% sure that those who smoke will get the cancer, but the possibilities of this event would be higher side, that if you smoke, you can get cancer. This is again the possibility. You can catch the train at 10:45. So this is again the possibility that might happen that you can catch this train by 10:43. So this is again what? This is again talking about my possible chances, or let's say possibility. Understood? Correct. Now let's see the usage of may here. Right? So now let's see the usage of may here. It is very interesting. It is somewhere very related, but then let's see what is different. Now, may is also used for permission. Like I said, now you'll be confused, ma'am. We are using can also for permission. We are using may also for permission. So where we will use can and where will we use may? So let's understand it very carefully. So when we say may I use your phone, please? You may start your exam now, right? So what is the difference of can and may here? So when we use may we use for polite permissions, or maybe, right, where we are using very politely or maybe professionally, right? If I say can I have this, so this is something which is not professional, which is casual. But when I use may I have your pen please, may I sit here please, may I have your attention please, may I borrow your pen please. So this is in the requesting form and more of professionally used. Right, so when we are making some polite permission, that particular time you will use may. Now, you may start your exam. This is again the permission, right? To give the permission that you may start your exams now. You may start writing. You may start talking. This is what giving the permission. Now again, see the possibility and probability. So may is also used for probabilities and possibilities, like it may rain tomorrow. So there is a chances of rain happening tomorrow. So again, when we talk about the possibilities or probability of any event to happen maybe in the future, at that particular time also you use the concept of may here, right? So here this may is talking about the possibility and probability. Fine. Now next sentence says, we may go out for dinner tonight. Do you want to join us? Right? So if you want to join us, you all are welcome. So okay, jokes apart, here we may go out for the dinner. So this is what? This is talking about my possibility that if everything goes well, maybe today I'll plan for a good dinner, maybe with my friends, and maybe we'll go out and we'll enjoy. So this is the possibility. This may happen or this may not happen. Maybe depends on different situations. But my sentence says that here I am talking about the possibility that we may go out for dinner tonight. Do you want to join us? Right? If you really want to join us, we'll make it more possible. So this is the main crux of this particular sentence. So now let's see the next slide. So the next slide says to expressing a wish, like may God bless you, may you get well soon, may you achieve all the success in your life, right? And may your year becomes more happier. So sometimes when we express our wishes to others, to our loved ones, right, at that particular time we prefer using may to bless others, or maybe to greet somebody, or just to reciprocate our wishes to the other people, or people those who are loved one for us. So at that particular time we use what? We use may. So whenever you get a sentence wherein you can see that it is talking about more of expressing your wishes, right, expression of your wishes and greetings, at that particular time we'll understand that we have to use the modal may here. Now let's see, may his soul rest in peace, right? When somebody gets, maybe the demise of somebody. So what we do is we pray for the better, for the soul to reach in peace. So that particular time you use may his soul or may her soul rest in peace. Now next is use of must. Now it is a kind of strong obligations. When we talk about strong obligations, we use must. Let's understand with the example here. When I say you must stop when the traffic lights turn red. So this is a strong kind of, you can see obligation or maybe a recommendation we are giving that, you must stop. This is an obligation that you must stop when the traffic lights turn red, right? So this is a strong obligation that I am giving from this particular sentence. So this is one of the examples of using must. Now let's see the second examples. You must speak politely to the customers. So this is a strong obligation when you want to have a good relationship with your customers. So you need to be very, very polite towards them. So I am giving a strong obligation that you must be polite with your customers. So again, the usage of must is to give the strong obligations. Now for logical conclusions or maybe certainty, or maybe if I am talking about some logical conclusions, right, which is connected logically and which has certainty, which is certain in nature, at that particular time also what we do is we use what? We use must. Now let's see, he must be very tired. He's been working all day long. Because he was working all the day long, right, it is certain, it is logically known that he would be or he must be tired. You must be exhausted because you were sitting in front of the laptop whole day. So now this is logically understood. When you are sitting in front of laptop for like, let's say, next 5 hours or 6 hours, so this is logically known that you will be exhausted, right? For example, if you are walking for 3 hours, the logical connection says yes, you are tired, right? So when you are logically connecting something or concluding something or which is certain in nature, at that particular time also what you use must, right? So now let's see the next slide. In my next slide, you can see here the usage of could. So could is nothing but the past tense of can, right? It's a past tense of can. So now let's understand where all you can use the could. Ability in the past. So when you're talking about someone's ability in the past, at that particular time also what you do is you use could. Now let's see one example here. When I was younger, I could run fast. Now he has grown old. Now he couldn't even walk fast. But this is what he is recalling his last days or olden days, wherein he used to be younger. He used to be young and then he used to run fast. But now it cannot happen. Or maybe now his stamina or maybe his physical health is not allowing him to walk fast. Or maybe when I was kid, I could climb trees when I was a kid. So that means when I was a kid, I could climb trees. But if somebody says me right now to go and climb the trees, maybe this is my inefficiency that I would not be able to climb the trees. So that is one of the examples of using could to talk about the ability in the past. Now next is for polite permissions. So when you are taking polite permission, at that particular time you use could. For example, excuse me, could I just say something? Right? When you are politely, intervening, or maybe you're taking someone's permission, at that particular time what you use the concept of could here. Now possibility, again here we are talking about possibility here. It could rain tomorrow, right? So here another example of possibility that we are talking about maybe any possibility that will happen in the future. It could rain tomorrow. Now next let's see might. Might is again the polite permission. Now might is what? Might is nothing, just the past tense of may. The past tense of may is might. Might I suggest any idea when I am giving polite suggestions or permissions, at that particular time I can use might. So what happens is there is a slight difference between may and might is may, when we talk, like there are possibilities are like 50% chances, where my possibility of anything happens to be very, very bleak, of any event to happen very, very bleak, right? At that particular time also what I do is I use my might. Now let's see the next slide. Now it is also used for possibilities and probability. Like I've already mentioned, I might go on holidays to Australia next week. So this is the possibility, or maybe the chances are very, very less that that I might go for Australia, for next week. I'm sure many of us would be planning so many places to visit next year, right? So all these plannings could be in the might state. So I might go on holidays to Australia next week. Our company might get the order if the client agrees to the price. Now here what I'm saying, the possibilities are very, very less, or here I'm talking about the possibility that we only might get the order when the client agrees to the price. If it is all dependent on what the client agreement. If here he is in the denial format, if he denies it, so at that particular time this sentence would not be true. Right, so here is what, here it is also talking about the probability of getting client in the agreement state or in the denial space. Now let's see the next one, uses of should or ought to. Should. Now let's see where do we use should here. Now let's see, and with the example here, to offer or assistance or polite suggestion when you are not sure of a positive answer. When you're not sure of getting a positive answer in reply at that particular time, what we do is we use should or ought to, right? Or it's a polite suggestion, let's say, right? It's a polite suggestion, but you're not sure that whether you will receive the positive answer in revert or not. Now let's see here, example, should I call a doctor? It could be no, right? So at that particular time you can use should, yes. To give advice, this is a strong recommendation. It's a strong recommendation, or let's say a strong advice here. For example, let's say you should check the document before you send it now. So what happens here is you are making it very, very important, or it's a strong advice that you are providing that you should check the documents before you send it out. Right? It shouldn't happen that you send it out and then you get to know that your documents were incomplete. So when you make a strong kind of advice or recommendation, that particular time you use should. Now you ought to have your car serviced before the winter. So this is what, again, it is the kind of polite suggestion, but with this strong advice. You ought to respect your parents, you ought to respect your friends, you ought to complete your working time, you should obey your parents. So this is what a strong recommendation or strong advice that is being given by one of the other person. Now let's see the usage of must, have to and need to. They are very important. For example, necessity or requirement. When you are talking about the requirements, right, or maybe the necessities, at that particular time you use have to and need to. Now let's understand this thing. Necessities. You must have a passport to cross the border. That means this is something which is a requirement, that you must have a passport when you want to cross the borders. If you don't have, I'm sure you will not be able to cross the border that ways, right? So this is the necessity that you must have, right? Elizabeth has to apply for her visa by March this. So that means it is a necessity for her to apply the visa before this particular date, otherwise she would not be able to fly there, right? I need to drop by his room to pick up a book. When you are talking about the necessity, that particular time you use need to, and have to becomes sometimes very, very essential. You have to do this, you have no other choice. The requirement of this particular sentence says that you have to do this work, you have to sit here, right? When I'm telling you, you have no other choice but you have to do it. And when I say you need to do it, then I talk about your necessity that you need to do all these things, right? So you have to understand what is to be used and when, right? Now to persuade means to convince somebody, just to make somebody, or let's say persuasive things. You must try this wine, it's excellent, right? So this is what I'm trying to convince a person, I'm trying to be in the persuasive mode that you must try this, it is really very good. You must visit that restaurant, they serve amazing food. So what I'm doing is, I am trying to do what? I am trying to convince you, persuade you that you must visit that place. It's a must watch movie, right? It's a must watch video. So that means I am to be very, very persuasive that you please go and visit it. I'm sure you will really like it. A kind of recommendation we can say. You have to visit us while you are in town. That means I am really being very, very persuasive that way is that you have to visit us before you leave the town, or maybe you have to visit the temple before you leave for your work. So when I'm being very persuasive, and when I'm really insisting you on something at that particular time, also you use have to. So this is the other example. So now let's see the next slide. Use of will. I am sure will is very simple to understand. Will talks about the future possibilities also, but now other than this, how can we use will? It's a polite request or a statement. Will you please take the trash out? This is what this is talking about, the polite request. Will you do that, please? Right. So when I'm talking about the polite request or statements, at that particular time you use will modal. Use of would is nothing but the past tense of will. When you use the past tense of will, so what is it? It is would here. Now let's see where we use would. Would is used with polite request or statements again. So when, like, would you like to help me? Would you like to sit here? Would you please help me? At that particular time you use here would. Would you mind if I sat here, if I sit here? Right, so maybe you don't mind. It's a kind of request that you are making, or maybe a kind of polite request we can say. Right. So these are the amalgamated modals which I have already shared with you, and I'm sure these were really helpful for you to understand. Still you have any doubt, any query, and I really appreciate all of you. You have really come up with such beautiful queries in the past sessions, which made us delighted, right? And I would really like to bring such kind of videos about in front of you maybe in the future. Till then, students, enjoy yourself, be safe, and if you have any query, please feel free to ask. You already have our email IDs, right? So thank you so much for watching. Be safe and be happy. Thank you.